What's happening, everybody? It is, hold on, wait for it, Monday, April 27th, 2020. And we're doing yoga despite a global pandemic and massive quarantine. And we're trying to stay sane and stay strong. So, I had a hard time turning this on today. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like any attempt for me to mask the fact that I'm depressed is not gonna wash. I'm feeling a little bit down, but this is the practice that lifts you up, and it doesn't fix everything. It doesn't make it perfect. I have a note here on my desk that is a constant reminder: is yoga doesn't solve all your problems. But what it can do is make you feel a little bit better so that you feel a little bit more capable about trying to tackle those. So if you're looking at a mountain and you're thinking to yourself, man, it would be great to be on top of that mountain, but I don't want to climb it, right? That's the resistance. That's what Steven Pressfield talked about in the War of Art, is the resistance. So my resistance was like, I just don't want to do this today. I feel like I'm gonna be a fraud if I just try to put on this big happy face. So I'm gonna just fucking do it anyway. I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna practice because I am committed to practicing. And I've got I think we got 45, 46 live classes in a row as a testament to that, is just get on your mat. Get on your mat and everything else will sort itself out. So that's kind of like what I'm feeling right now. I don't know how you're feeling, but if you're struggling today, like that Toy Story song, you got a friend in me. Here we go. Step onto your mat, step feet apart, and bend one knee at a time. That lack of energy, that inertia to just sit on the couch can be overwhelming at times. So I know I'd be on my mat either way, but I feel like my work is to turn on those cameras these days. Turn the right foot out and bend into the right knee. Just do that a few times. Usually I do 3 because I'm obsessed with the number 3 because Schoolhouse Rock told me it's the magic number. So I typically move in 3s sometimes. Hinge forward and place your fingers on the floor. And again, you can move around. You can go side to side. You can swivel through the hips and the knees. You can't do it wrong. Just move. Just stimulate that movement of connective tissue. Stimulate that oxygenated blood moving through your body. Now, go ahead and rise up so that you can see. I'm going to karate chop my left inner elbow, and then I'm going to karate chop my right inner elbow so that I don't have to grab my elbows to prevent my hands from falling to the floor. So fold the hands inside the elbows and hinge forward. Let the head hang, let the arms hang, let the torso hang. Unfold the arms, place your hands on your thighs, and rise up. Let's do one more thing while we're here. Reach your arms out to your sides, and I want you to think about your arms going across your chest, and that line across your chest as like a wet towel, and we're going to wring it out. So take your left hand and turn the thumb down. Take your right hand and turn the thumb up, and then just keep going in both of those directions. And then reverse it. Rotate your right arm medial, your left arm lateral, as much as you can, and then switch it. And then left arm medial, right arm lateral. Do that a couple more times on each side, maybe 3 times on each side. 303, it's the magic number. And then release. Make some circles or circumduct the arms. That's making this cone shape from my armpits to the hands. And if you'll notice, you don't have to do that a whole lot. And the deltoid starts to burn. These muscles right here that cap the shoulder. Take those circles the other way. Turn your heels in. Slide your thumbs over your ears. Keep your elbows near your peripheral vision. Draw your groin back. Lift your elbows up, look up. Create a shelf for your heart with your spine and your shoulder blades. So hug those shoulder blades in. That's your armpits pulling away from the ceiling as you look at it. Take the groin back again. And release. Hands to the floor, walk them to the left foot, and step back into crouching cat. That's a little bit of a bend in your knees. Press your heart back towards your feet. Lower your knees to the floor, pull your hips back, push into your palms. Come forward. You can leave your knees on the floor or lift them. Bend the elbows, touch your chest to the floor. Push up and press back. Lift your right leg up. Open your hip, bend your knee, and then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Again, move around. You can lower the knee. You can pull your hips back. You can walk your hands left. You can reach your right hand up. You can't do it wrong, guys. If your body is capable of performing the movement, or especially when we first step onto the mat, semi-capable, right? Then go for it. Ooh, I sounded like Rocky right there. You know, you got problems, you got to go for it. Adrian, you got to go for it. Step back. Press your heart back towards your feet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower your knees. Pull the hips back. Push down into your palms. Come forward to plank. Knees remain down or lift them up. Bend the elbows, chest to the floor, push up, and press back. Left leg lifts, open the hip, bend the knee. What you're trying to do is get your left knee away from your left hand. So try to push yourself back, especially with that left hand, and lift the left knee. And then step as soft as you can to the outside of your left hand and move around any way you want. Anything goes. Literally just paint the air around you with your body and see where restriction, aches and pains, or a better way to think of it as opportunity presents itself. Notice where there's an opportunity to find more freedom, more space, less pain. Step back, down dog or crouching cat. And crouching cat is down dog with your knees slightly bent. Press your heart back towards your feet. Walk your hands back all the way to your feet. Hands on the knees. Flat back, heart forward. Exhale, touch your mat. Push into your heels, look behind you. Grab your big toes and then squat down. The knees flare out to accommodate the elbows moving in. Now try to pull your feet off of the floor, and your feet are trying to hold down those quote fingers, these ones right here, the ones you use to make air quotes. So you're trying to pull your feet off of the floor, and you're trying to hold your hands to the floor simultaneously. Now lift your butt and pull your collarbones forward. Your legs may not be straight and your spine not be straight either, but you are trying to create maximum tension by driving through the heels and drawing the collarbones away from the thighs. Let go of your feet. Rise up with a nice flat back. Reach up and bow forward. Hands to the mat. Walk them to the top of your space. Lift your right foot up and float your right foot out. Maybe take your left hand off the floor and plant the hand in the foot. Lift your left leg. Make sure you're not lifting your butt and pushing your heart back, okay? We want to be in a plank here, not a down dog. Float left foot left. Maybe take right hand off the floor. Release. Press back and then start to walk your feet to your hands. Take your time. Eventually you'll have to bend your knees and come onto your fingertips. And when your feet are at the top of your mat, place your hands on your knees, take a deep breath in. Exhale, touch the floor, push into your heels, look at the back of your mat. Grab your big toes. And then slowly sit down. Feet are a little bit wide. And again, try to pull your feet off of the floor with your arms and try to hold your feet to the floor, or try to hold your hands to the floor with your feet. Lift your butt. Pull your collarbones forward, drive into the heels. Release, hands to knees. Rise up. Hands in the air, take a deep breath. Let's go through a full salutation. Exhale, hinge forward. Lift your left leg. Exhale, step back. Inhale your knee down, chest forward. Exhale, pull your hips back and drive through the right heel. Come forward, plant the hands. Step back or lift your right foot into the air. Touch your chest to the floor. Push up, press back, right leg lifts. Exhale, step forward. Reach your right hand up. Reach down, step to the top. Half lift. Touch the floor, look behind you between your legs. Rise up. Other side. Exhale, hinge forward. Fingertips to the floor, the knees can bend. Step the right foot back. Inhale, heart forward, knee down. Exhale, pull the hips back and drive through the left heel. Come forward, plant the hands. Step back or lift your left leg into the air. Touch your chest to the floor. Push up. Press back, left leg lifts. And exhale, we step. Left hand reaches up. Reach down, step to the top. Half lift. Exhale, touch your mat. Look behind you. Rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step back. Knee down, chest forward. Pull the hips back, drive through the right heel. Come forward. Draw your right foot back, touch your chest to the floor, push up. Press back, right leg lifts. Exhale, step. Reach your right hand up, take a deep breath. Reach down, step to the top. Half lift, flat back, exhale, touch the floor. I prefer that over grabbing the ankles and pulling down. Drive through the heels, rise up. But you can grab your legs if you want. Exhale, fold. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step back. Inhale, knee down, chest forward. Exhale, pull the hips back, drive through the heel. Come forward, plant the hands. Left foot back, touch your chest. Push up. Press back, left leg lifts. Exhale, step. Reach your left hand high, breathe in, pull the hips down. Reach down, step to the top. Half lift, flat back. Touch the floor, look between your legs for the back of your mat. Rise up. Exhale, one more set. Left leg lifts. Exhale it back. Inhale, knee down, chest forward. Exhale, hips back, right leg straight. Come forward, breathe in. Step back, touch your chest to the floor, push up, press back, right leg lifts. Exhale, step. Right hand reaches up. Reach down, step to the top. Lift halfway, breathe in. Touch the floor, look behind you. Rise up. Last one. Exhale, fold forward. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step back. Knee down, chest forward. Pull the hips back and push through the heel. Come forward, plant the hands. Draw the left foot back, touch your chest to the floor. Push up. Press. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step. Reach your left hand up. Reach down, step to the top. Half lift. Exhale, touch the floor, look at the back of your mat. Rise up. I feel so much better. I feel a little bit more alert at least, right? The body's humming. It's vibrating. There's circulation. The heart is beating. Step your feet just a little bit wider than hip width. Squat down and reach forward. Pull the groin back. Press the heart forward. You're trying to stretch out the front of your shirt and the ass of your pants or shorts. Slowly lift your heels without straightening your legs. Rise up. Reach up. Whoa! I fell down, but I didn't go boom. Exhale, fold forward. Lift your left leg and step back. Lower your left knee down into knight's pose and place your hands on your right thigh. Now there's a woman that walks a big dog several times a day right around my building. And so she's walking by right now. The big dog's walking by and he's getting a little older, but he's like, I know I got to do this, right? That's the way it can feel sometimes. So push your right knee over your toes, but press down into your left knee. And one thing you can do is lift your left foot and try to drag your left knee forward, and it'll take the pressure off your kneecap, off that patella tendon. Lower the left foot, sit back to it. Keep your heart lifted, but try to draw your heart forward this time. But we're trying to prevent head to groin or knee. We're trying to go forward and see forward. Now, when we come forward again, I want you to take this right foot to the edge of your mat. So your right foot is half spilling off of the right side, and your left hand is off of the left edge of your mat, okay? And then we're going to slide left foot through. Point the big toe, reach your right hand back, lift your butt off your right heel, and then thread the foot back through as you reach forward and step back. Right foot steps in, and we take our hands off of the floor, and we're in a high lunge. Going into an arc. Right hand reaches down. Now imagine there's a bowling ball on the floor underneath your right butt cheek. You're going to try to put your fingers in the bowling ball. Left hand on the side of the head. Try to be aware if you're twisting or leaning forward. So try to keep your shoulder girdle stacked right above your hips, back heel high, back leg straight, and we're going to reach straight down. So we're lunging and adding the arc to see how much space we can create between the left tricep and the ball of the left foot. Rise back up slowly and bring your hands to your heart. Right leg straightens, left knee bends. So when the left knee bends, lift the left heel, stick your butt against your pants, your chest against your shirt, lean forward, and slowly begin to twist to your right. My thumbs can totally feel my chest pounding, my heart in my shirt. So use your spine to get your heart a little bit closer to the tips of your thumbs. Keep twisting and untwist. Take it down to the floor and back down onto that left knee. That feels nice. Now plant the hands and slide right foot back so that your heels line up or heel to calf. Reach your right hand into the air. And if you want, press into the left hand and lift the left knee, or leave the left knee on the floor if you need to. And if you like, take left knee off the floor and kick left foot out and even slightly forward. And release. Press back into crouching cat or downward facing dog. Look down at your mat and take a couple of deep breaths. Lift your right leg up and step forward. Reach both hands up into the air. Bring your hands down to your chest, thumbs at the sternum. Lean forward and twist. Elbow hovering over knee. Weight into the right foot. Lift the left leg. Keep pulling your collarbones away from your right hip. So be tall. You're not trying to turn and look behind you over your right shoulder. Bend your left knee. Point your left big toe at the ceiling. And that's where your heart is trying to float to. So keep your heart lifted. And then untwist. Rise up and plant your left foot. And we cross to release this glute. Stand on your left foot, cross your right ankle over your thigh, and slowly hinge forward. Connect your palms, and then bow forward. Press into the palms, hug the light and air out of your armpits. Squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back. And then try to touch your fingertips to the top of your left foot. And rise back up. Slow enough to feel those muscles engaging. Plant your foot, reach both hands high. Exhale, fold forward. So much of the practice is simply watching it happen, witnessing. Lift your right foot, step back, lower the right knee down. Hands on the left thigh. And when we push forward and lunge forward, we are trying to maintain hip neutrality. So when I go to that side camera, you might see the more my left knee goes forward, the more my hips want to turn open to the right. That's why the right side has to participate. I try to drag the right knee forward, lifting your foot, dragging your knee forward. That'll take the pressure, like I said, off your kneecap, and it puts it on your femur, the strongest, longest bone in your body. So put the pressure where the pressure can be managed. And lift that foot, try to drag the knee forward as you push the other knee over your toes. And then release and pull back. And now we want the straight leg and the spine and the heart to stay lifted and as straight as possible. And a lot of times when we're trying to go forward without going down, we tend to get very chinny, okay? That means I'm trying to get my heart to go forward and keep my back straight, and I'm trying to use my neck to do it. So you can see my great over-dramatization right there. Lifting my chin does nothing for the middle of my back. So we have to lengthen the back of the neck and draw the shoulder blades back and try to press the heart closer to the front of the chest cavity than the back. Release and come forward. And when we come forward, we want that left foot half off the mat, and we want the right hand off the right side or the right corner of the mat. Slide or lift and kick the right foot through. Point the big toe, lift the left heel, reach back. And then slowly bring your foot back through. Step the right foot back, bring the left foot in, and rise up. Right hand on the side of the head, and left hand is going to reach for that bowling ball. It's on the floor right under my butt, and I'm going to try to put a finger in the bowl. So slowly lean to your left, lift the right heel, and pull the right armpit back. And then release. Thumbs on the sternum. Palms are together, fingers are wide. Left leg straightens. Right knee bends. My butt goes against my pants and chest against the shirt. And we turn to the left. Untwist, plant the hands, right knee down. Slide left foot back and plant the left foot behind the right foot. Reach the left hand up, and we're back into a modified Vasisthasana or side plank. And you can stay here with your knee down. If this is already challenging for you, you've already succeeded. You found the challenge. If you haven't found it yet, just keep taking those steps up the staircase. Lift the right knee, maybe kick the right foot. Release. Press back into crouching cat. Look straight down. Lift your left leg and step forward. Reach both hands out. And again, thumbs meet at the sternum. The heart leans forward. We twist to the left, hovering right elbow over left big toe. And then lift right foot. When you bend your right knee and try to touch the ceiling with your big toe, hold your right knee in, lift your right big toe up, so that lifting your right hip keeps your hips from turning to the left with your chest. And untwist, rise up, and step forward into the cross. Taking the left foot off the floor, join the palms. Fingers point down, arms are straight. Think of your arms and join palms as like a railroad stake. And you're going to go straight down into the ground with it. You can learn a lot about yourself by just listening to your breath and straining. Rise back up. Plant your left foot. Go ahead and step the right foot back. And let's turn to the long edge of the mat. Turn the right foot out. Lunge into the right knee. And place elbow to knee. Your tailbone, which might want to point down in the same way that these strings from my waistband are being pulled down by gravity. What I want to do is point my tailbone at the back edge of my mat, and that's my right side lengthening. I'm trying to get my right hip away from my armpit, which means I'm trying to get my left hip closer to my left armpit. So side bodies are even on both sides versus a long top and a short bottom, if that makes sense. Reach your left hand up, rotate your palm, and reach over your head. If that's not difficult enough today, take your elbow off your knee, reach your right hand forward too. And if that was more but too much, take your left hand to your left hip and reach your right hand over your right foot. So less, more, more. Release. Rise up and turn the right foot in and the left foot out. Let's do the exact same thing. Lunge into the knee. When my heart is here above my tailbone or above my pubic bones, the side bodies are even. And when I tilt and I draw my heart towards the left knee, if my tailbone continues to draw down, if I don't shift my pelvis, then this side shortens and this side lengthens. It's important to note, if you've got limited hip mobility and you come down and your tailbone's still pointing at the floor, you probably didn't burst into flames. But as much as you can, you're trying to tilt the pelvis and point your tailbone at your right heel. You could try firing your right glute, squeezing your right glute. That'll probably help. Reach your right hand straight up. Reach over, or reach both hands over. Take this hand back to the hip, or this hand back, okay? But as long as your heart is over your left knee, we're doing the work that I would want you to do before we go into the next series of poses. So you just turn up the volume, or you turn it down. And then rise up, straighten the right leg, turn the right foot in, bind your hands behind you, bend your knees, and then push your tailbone against your thumbs and bow forward. Keep those knees bent. And then pull your knuckles towards the back wall and then lift them towards the ceiling. Release your hands to the floor. Walk your hands to your left foot. Step back. Lie down on your belly. You can lower your knees first and then bring the chest down if you want to. Come down as easily as you need. Slide the hands forward. Push down into both palms. Lift your knees and lift your feet and point your big toes. Now widen your feet so that your ankles are hovering over the long edges of your mat. And then try to point your toes in to the center of the back of your mat while your hands push down and try to drag you off of the front edge of your mat. And then release. Stack your palms under your chin. Place your left ear on your hands. And with your eyes closed, feel your heart beating into your mat. Lift your ear off your stacked hands. Reach your hands out again. Press your palms down. Lift your legs, point your big toes, and then try to turn your heels out and your big toes in. Try to drag yourself off the top edge of your mat with your hands. And then release. Stack your hands under your chin. Place your right ear on your hands, looking to your left, or better yet, close your eyes and feel your breath. Lift your cheek off your hands. Reach your right hand forward and press your palm into the floor. Bend your left knee. Reach back with your left hand. Grab your foot. If you can, grab it from the inside. And then slide your right hand back about the length of your hand, about 4 or 5 inches. And then push down until your arm is straight. And then press your heel down to your hip. You can always lasso your left foot with a towel if your hand can't capture your foot. Release and place your left hand on the floor. Reach back with your right hand, grab your foot. If you can, rotate your hand to the inside so that your palm is on the arch of your foot. Slide your left hand back, one hand print. Push down until your arm is straight. That'll push your chest off the floor. And now pull right heel to hip. And release. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Leave your knees on the floor. Push up. And begin to press back, walking your hands back. Place your hands on the floor, flat, fingers pointing in the same direction as your knees. Push down into your palms and lift your butt off your heels. Release. Slide your hands forward and step your right foot forward. We're going to do that one more time, only contralateral. So right hand on your sacrum, left hand reaching straight up, or you can go half skull, thumb at the ear. And you're going to press your hips forward. Remember, push down into your left knee and try to drag it forward as you reach the left hand back. Try to move your arm out of your peripheral vision as you look up at the ceiling. and release. Right leg straightens, and this time we're going to bow forehead towards knee or chin towards chest. Release. Slide right foot back, lower the knee, step the left foot forward. Same thing, left hand on your low back. Right hand reaches straight up. You can go half skull if you want to. In a half skull, you just focus on lifting your elbow away from the floor. And if your arm is straight, look up at the ceiling and try to draw your right arm back where you can't see it. And while your right hand is going back, you're trying to slide your right knee forward. And release. Slide that left foot forward so you can straighten that left leg and bow over it. This time, let your spine round and see how close you can get your forehead to your knee. And release. Slide left knee back. Turn your body to the right 90 degrees and slide your knees apart, heels close to your butt. And then place your elbows down and then settle the hips back. Use your elbows to just bounce your hips back really gently. Back onto the hands. Slide the knees in and turn back to your left. Walk your knees to the edge. Cross your ankles so your butt lands near the center of your mat. Lie down on your backs and cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Take your right foot off the floor. Thread your left hand through your legs. And then weave your hands at the back of your right thigh or the front of your right shin. But we do want, if possible, both shoulder blades on the floor. So you might have to go for the hamstring instead of the shin. Then begin to apply some gentle pressure of drawing your knee towards your chest. If your left hip is really tight, then you probably are lifting your head and rounding your shoulders. You're basically trying to get your torso and your head to meet your knee, since your knee won't come down to your chest and head. And it's better to just keep your shoulder blades on the floor and not pull than it is to let your back round and surrender to that tension. When you release your right leg and place your right foot back on the floor, leave your left ankle on your thigh. Place your right foot near the center of your mat so that your heel kind of lines up with your butt crack. And then push your left thigh away from you with your left hand. Grab the left foot with your right hand and slide your heel up towards your right hip. And then hold your left foot with both hands. Slide your right leg straight. And then just try to press your left knee down to the floor. Lift the left knee slightly, release the foot, and plant the left foot flat on the floor. Bring your right foot back and cross the ankle over the left thigh. Right hand threads through your legs. Left foot lifts. Weave your fingers at the back of your left thigh or at the front of your left shin. But remember, we're trying to keep the shoulder blades and the back of the head on the floor. So if you have to scale back to hold the thigh instead of below the knee at the shin, then please do that. It's only a couple of inches, but it makes a big difference. As you release your left leg and plant your left foot, bring your left foot slightly to the right so your left foot is in the center of your mat. And then push your right knee away from your chest with your right hand. Capture your right foot with both hands. Slide the heel up towards the hip and slide the left foot out so your left leg is straight. Holding your foot, try to lower your right knee to touch the mat. Gently release your right foot and plant it. Slide your left foot back so that your ankles are parallel to each other. Place your hands on the floor next to your hips. Lift your feet off the floor, bring your knees towards your chest, push the floor down with your hands, and kick your feet up into the air and possibly over your head. Into plow pose. Pushing through the heels will engage your quads and straighten your legs more, and that'll create more tension on the back line. I'm not sure where you're at, but my knees are hovering right over my forehead. So I'm going to take my hands off the floor, place them on the kidneys, they're above your butt cheeks. And then as I lift my feet towards the ceiling, I'm going to let my butt spill into my hands. So that from the side, my body looks like a greater or less than sign, not a straight line that's perpendicular to the earth. My hips are over my elbows, in other words, not my shoulders. That means there's space at my throat for me to speak clearly. And there's also space at the back of my neck. You could slide a deck of cards under my neck right now. And that's why we're in this broken line, hips over elbows, instead of a straight line, hips over shoulders. But we are receiving the benefit of the change in blood pressure, moving blood from the legs into the body, having the heart manage to deal with that change in blood flow. Lower the knees back towards the forehead until the weight comes off your hands and you can return your hands to the floor. Then bend your knees, tuck, and roll down as gently as you can. Plant both feet flat on the floor with your knees bent. Feet are wide at the edges of your mat and your knees fall in and rest against each other. Take your palms and flip them over as your arms lay on the floor. And you can reach your arms further out away from your heart almost like you were starting to create a snow angel. Your hands can come above your head with your elbows bent. If you have any issues in your shoulder, you'll probably feel that right away, and you might need to move your arms to a more comfortable location. But if you can breathe through it, you can bear it. But this is also the time in which we want to let go of all the physicality of the practice. We want the body to go limp. Let the body feel heavy. Let gravity win for a minute. Think of your body as a drop of water and the ground underneath you a sponge, and you're just going to get sucked in. Thanks for joining me in the practice today. If you prefer at any time, you can sit up and meditate. You can lay on the floor. You could fall asleep. You could contemplate your navel for the next hour. Whatever is going to serve you best next, I hope you have the opportunity to do that. Have a beautiful day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.